So good morning from Da Nang, Vietnam. We're up here on the rooftop of our hotel here in Da Nang, and as you can see, it's a pretty good sight behind us here.
Today we wanted to talk to you about 5 unusual things that we have found out about the Vietnamese people since we have been here in Da Nang, and we will actually have been here about a couple of weeks now. Tomorrow we've got 2 weeks left on our trip. So number one unusual thing that we have found is the ingenuity, I think, of the people. I know some of our videos we've shown you some street vendors, and we find it amazing that a lot of these folks are on scooters or bicycles, and they're driving around and they're peddling fruit, they're peddling peanuts, they're peddling
Shining
coffees.
your shoes, tinting your phone, putting protective covers on your phone, anything. One thing about the Vietnamese people, they've got a hustle and a drive to them.
Yeah, and we've seen some people with their bikes, and they actually have a grill built onto the back of the bicycle.
Yep.
And they will grill you food right there on the side of the street. So that's been one of the most amazing things, I think.
Yep.
Okay, number two
Number 2.
has to do with their wages here in Vietnam.
Yeah. The reason it's so inexpensive here is, I guess, the cost of living is cheap here, but the daily average wage, I think we looked up for the average Vietnamese worker is like, how much?
The average is less than $10, or right at $10.
10 US dollars a day. So,
and I think the minimum wage is set at around $7 or $8 a day. So you think about that. We're going out and spending, even if we spend $1 on a coffee, we think that's a great price. But for someone who's worked all day, and these people work all day long.
There's no quit in them.
Tell them about the little convenience store that's opening up right across the street from the hotel.
Yeah, when we first got here, I'd say it was 2 weeks ago. It was just the empty shell of a building. There was no, I would say, signage or anything on the outside of like where you would say the name of the store. There was nothing in there. 2 weeks later, fast forward 2 weeks later, they've got the signage up, the glass in, the shelves. They've got product on. Well, they was putting up painting the walls. They was putting the tile on the floor, and they're putting the glass in, the storefront, paint. Now they're stocking the shelves right now. As when we went to breakfast this morning, they're stocking the shelf with product right now. I figure less than maybe 3 weeks, they're going to have from just a shell of a building to a store that's operating. We
went to a restaurant, I guess it was one day this week, and all my days are running together, but there was a crew out there for breakfast, and they were working. And we came back through there at dinner, probably at 6 or 7 o'clock that night, and it was the same people out there working.
Yeah.
So I don't really know what the rule is here as far as the work hours. I don't know, but I know these people are working hard for sure.
A lot of young people, a lot of older people too, that are working those many hours.
I guess number 3, the unusual thing is, speaking of workers, we have noticed that a lot of these heavy construction workers are wearing flip-flops or Crocs to work.
Yeah, they don't believe in the steel-toed shoes or anything that I've seen. Now, some of them may, but they do. I did see at one of the bigger construction projects that's over near the beachfront. From where I'm from, they would have the construction fence around, and when you entered, you had to enter through there, and they do have the PPE requirements, but it didn't say anything about as far as shoes or whatever. So they're over there in hard hats and a reflective vest, but they got flip-flops on, so it's just amazing.
Yeah, some of them I've seen are actually barefoot on construction sites, pouring concrete and that kind of thing. And I guess the unusual thing, number 4, would be something we talked about last night, is the lack of road rage here.
Yeah, I mean, they'll blow the horn at you and beep the horn or whatever, just letting you know they're there. But I think the bigger the vehicle, the more right of way it gets. So if you come down in a bus, all the cars move over. If the car comes over, all the smaller vehicles move over, like the little mopeds or the little motorbikes or whatever. So, and they don't look, they just go through the intersection and they just start blowing the horn, and you better hear it. You better not step out there unless you're looking both ways here.
Yeah, and last night coming back, or actually going to the restaurant, we were in a very congested area, and there were scooters coming up in between the car and beside the car. And I thought, if this was in the States, probably
Yeah.
somebody would have already kicked the side of the car or
Yeah,
something. And
got out hollering at 'em.
Yeah, like Russell said, they do blow the horn, but I don't think it's to be mean. It's to just
let you know
alert
they're
them
there.
know that they're there.
Mhm.
And if you're behind a scooter and you're in a car and you toot the horn, they will scoot over and let you on through. So I think that's amazing that there's no road rage here. The only, I guess, yelling or anything we've seen was this morning on our way to breakfast, and it was two foreigners that were yelling at a scooter driver. We don't know what he was yelling at him about, but it wasn't the scooter driver.
Yeah.
So I would say if there's any road rage here, it's probably from
From
tourists.
us foreigners, yeah, tourists.
Yeah.
I don't know what you have for number 5. Number 5, I was going to say the friendliness of the people.
Yeah.
The people are, you worry about coming to a foreign country and not speaking the language, and a lot of them will just look at you, but they'll try to help you. They'll point at you, but they're so friendly here. I mean, if you can kind of learn like Xin Chao, which means hello, or thank you, like come on, it goes a long way, and they know that you're trying. And now they'll quickly point out some of these denominations on these bills look just as like. So you got to look at the zeros. The 10,000 and the 100,000 look almost identical to me. And I was paying for breakfast this morning or lunch or whatever, and the lady goes, "That's the 10,000." And I'm like, I thought I get it, but anyway,
It was supposed to be
it was
100,000.
100,000. I gave her a 10,000. She said, "This is 10,000." I was like, "I'm sorry," but
Yeah.
anyway, but she just smiled and laughed it off. So
Yeah.
they're willing to help.
I guess this is a bonus thing. We've got our 5, but as a bonus, speaking about money, not once has anyone tried to be dishonest to me or us with our money. They have been more than honest with us, which I find refreshing.
Yep.
I think maybe not all of us, but some of us have had experiences where tellers have maybe tried to short us or something like that. And we don't really tip here. You can tip if you want to, but they don't expect it. And
Now and then, if you'll tell them it's for them, you give it to them, they really appreciate that.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
we've not had anything. Matter of fact, if we have to try some kind of communication, I'll pull out the phone for Google Translate, but they'll bring theirs out and they'll hand it to you, and you just speak to them and they'll just answer it back on their phone. And so they're willing to help. It's a great culture over here. The people are friendly. So don't have any reservations about coming to Vietnam. I can highly recommend it.
Yeah, me too. So I guess that's it for today. We're going to wrap up and get back in the pool. Thanks, guys, for watching us. Make sure and hit that like and subscribe button, and tell your friends about us. We're trying to grow our channel. We're a little over 100 subscribers. So thank you so much for taking time to watch our videos. Have a blessed day.
Bye.